Wolfgang from Formula Building Technologies Limited, one of our main sponsors of the Green Pages, has joined us in the office today to talk about his product. Wolfgang, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, Don.
Wolfgang, I know plenty about the Formula Building Technologies and the Porton brick. It's obviously been a great success around the country.
Correct.
Can you fill us a bit more about the product?
Basically, Don, it goes back to simplicity, really. Natural product as what it is clay. The aeration of it creates the insulation properties, it gets the insulation values there. It's a clay that Ireland is actually very familiar with, shall we say, from that point of view. Clay has the mud clay houses system that has been built with it. It's just a newer version, shall we say, to that point. And it basically is the energy saving is what we require nowadays. It's becoming the big key issues, saving the environment, green as it's been put, which is quite correct. The product has been launched 10 years ago roughly, introduced into the country by ourselves. It's actually in the country longer, in that sense, through other companies that have brought in their own material, shall we say, and we were kind of taking it forward from there on, really, and that's how the success in the British Isles, shall we say, is becoming a hit, shall we say. People are relating to it, or able to relate to it quite well from that point.
And how does it work? I mean, we're all familiar with the big cavity cement blocks with the big holes in the middle of it, but how does the FBT block, the Porton block, work?
How it actually works is aeration. When you aerate something, material, a particular type of material, and locked in air, that's how they actually how it works, and through the cavities, the cellulose in itself, and clay in itself has been known from back in ancient times, in the Roman times as well. Clay, anything to do involved with restoring, or not restoring, but storing heat, energy, is clay involved in it, because it takes up the energy slowly and lets it off slowly over a longer period of time, and it doesn't rob it or steal it at that point of it. It takes it up slowly and lets it off slowly as well. They're the key points about it. That's why the big key is the energy rating more so than actually U values. From that point of view, is the correct terminology to be using for it, like, you know.
So it's a bit like living inside a storage heater.
Correct.
The very same
principle is what it's about. Is you're creating ourselves into a storage heater. Like, that's what they're all made from, storage heaters. They don't use concrete or steel or timber or anything like that, because just of these parts are always made of clay product. There's a different materials and densities of clay, of different types of clays, like brick. There are different, there's not insulation properties correctly there. But that's what it comes with living in a storage heater. It's very well put.
Yeah,
and that's it.
And Wolfgang, I know that the likes of you've built supermarkets, you've built social housing developments, you've built large and small private housing developments as well with this brick. How does it work cost-wise for anybody thinking of a renovation or building a new property?
It is, in that sense, cost-wise, it's actually very cheap. The initial cost is always dearer, shall we say. It sounds, or it looks like, if you actually tot the things up, initial cost sounds dearer, but it's actually not. Over a period of time is the one that counts, because people building their houses or stores, whatever the case, we just don't build them from today, tomorrow, and that's it. If that was the case, it'd be no problem. The more sort of the point about it is that they keep running. A building is put up for a long period of time, and the running costs are actually the expensive ones, which we're only starting to realise now. And I suppose that's the success to ourselves as people, is we don't just calculate from day to day, we actually count in from year to year and in the future of what's going to happen. And these things has been out there, we just haven't realised it as much as we're realising the things now, shall we say, you know, that point of it. Yeah. That's a big issue, a big thing that's happening. And as we all hear, the green part, and it's partly about green as well, but it all hurts us in the pocket. Yeah. And it was always there, we just didn't realise it, and acknowledge the fact that fuel, diesels, fossil fuels, parts like that are getting expensive, and they will change. So we're looking for systems that are there, technologies, creating that part of that part, shall we say, that don't hurt us with the pocket anymore, less in that sense, shall we say, you know.
So a wise financial investment.
Correct.
And something well worth looking at, and an Irish company to boot as well. For more information on Formula Building Technologies, go to fbt.ie, or if you can visit the FBT listing on greenpages.ie. Wolfgang, thanks very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Sean. You're welcome.